What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It is Monday. We are down here the last day of August. September starts tomorrow. Child, when the hell does whatchamacallit come out? When does Brandy and Monica come out? I thought it was Sunday. Is it today? I guess it's today. I'm not gonna be able to see it because I got shit to do today. I'm not gonna be able to watch it. I've been very excited. I guess I have to watch the replay, but that's not fun. I want to be live. You know what I mean? I want to watch it live with them, and I don't know. It's not fun the other way around to watch it later. You know what I'm saying? Let me close these lights. Turn these lights off. Okay, so it's kind of loud in here right now because the thing is the alarm seatbelt is telling me to put the seatbelt on. So we down here. I watched P-Valley. I watched Real Housewives of Potomac. I watched The Vow. Have you guys watched The Vow? I'm not finished. I started watching the first episode and I got about maybe 20 or 30 minutes left of the first episode. It's about NXIVM that it was almost you could go look up NXIVM. A lot of people in Hollywood were involved in it and it turned out to be a sex cult. Child, yes. So I'm watching that. I don't know if I'll be reviewing it because it's a documentary. It's nothing to really talk about. I mean, I guess I can have my opinion on it, but it is what it is. And then I did watch Marriage Boot Camp. I watched Lovecraft Country, which was really good, baby. When that elevator cut that man's head clean off, baby, I was here for it. I was cheering. I don't know. That's awful. That was awful. I was like, yeah, that's what he get. Hi, doggy. That dog stopped and turned around. He heard me talking. Like, who is that? But anyways, so let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Not Beverly Hills. Potomac. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I said it twice. That's why I know I'm not. Okay. Potomac. Potanka. We watching it. Overall, the episode was pretty good. It was, I guess, Wendy's hazing episode. They gaslighted the shit out of Wendy at that table. Monique included. It was Monique, Ashley. Candace wasn't doing so much, I guess, because that's her friend, but it was all of them against Wendy, and it was set up in a way that I did not like at all. I really didn't like it. I mean, I didn't care for Wendy, and I knew that was the reason why Karen didn't like Wendy, was because she threw around her credentials. And the bottom line of it is that these women all need their husband. Wendy doesn't need her husband. She doesn't. If Ray left, where would Karen be? If Giselle's so hard up for a nigga, she going back to somebody who cheated on her. Robin, you've been down with this nigga for 24 years. You crying like you 25 years old when he tells you he wants to remarry you after not being married and after you being okay with not being married. And you over here crying at the kitchen counter when he finally says, oh yeah, let's go ahead and get married. It's weird. It's weird. And then Ashley, we know where you would be if Michael, you and Sheila would be back on the prowl doing Heartbreakers 2.0, trying to get these men so you can find you a baby. What Ashley should have told Wendy was, bitch, I ain't broke. You see my baby in there? You see my baby in there, right? I ain't broke, bitch. That's what she should have told her, because that's the scheme that Todd set up to come with the bullshit. Ashley. So Ashley, I just didn't like how they did Wendy. I don't appreciate the throwing the credentials in the face type of situation to make somebody seem like they're less than. I'm not with that shit either. I would have told Wendy, bitch, don't nobody give a fuck about your credentials in this environment. Don't nobody. Everybody here is accomplished in their own right. Now, Wendy, yes, you are very, very much accomplished and you do not need your man. If he left, you be okay. Let's get down to baby, I said on Twitter last night, I know Giselle was sick when Monique pulled up to that lake house. I know she was. And then you still talking shit in the golf cart on the way to the damn guest house. You still talking shit about this lady. Like, Giselle is a piece of work. I just don't. And just like somebody said, Karen, you have a very small room to talk about Giselle's fashions. You do. You have just a small smidgen of room to talk about Miss Giselle's fashions. Okay, let's get down to it. I have notes, and I got notes from my phone too. So I'm gonna have my notes right here. But my notes from I took notes too. So Candace, they start off with Candace looking for a house. And she tells, I wrote beach house. It's a lake house. Candace is looking for a house. Chris comes down, and all of a sudden she's saying she wants a big house because she's thinking about, you know, she could possibly have a baby. So she could possibly have a baby. So she thinks she needs a bigger house. So that's the scam. That's another scam that Todd set up to come with the bullshit. But she shares with her husband that she was invited to the lake house, and how she really doesn't particularly want to go, but she's gonna go anyway, because she really takes Monique's shit more personal. It's more personal than it is with Giselle. Giselle, she can fix that. But with Monique, it's more personal. So we see that, and I think everybody can understand that it's more personal with her and Monique than it is. It's very surface with Giselle, and she can come in there, placate to her, tell her she's pretty, and Giselle will be friends with her again. Giselle's on the phone with Jamal's assistant or whatever, or somebody he's screwing on the side, and she has getting her the schedule, and they trying to figure out when that she's going to be able to see Jamal. Not only have you decided to go back to the man who had babies, allegedly had babies on you, and allegedly like 3 weeks before y'all announced y'all was going to be together, there was another lady in the first pew who took her prayer cloth off for Jamal Bryant, and there was a rumor about that. But with all of that, now the nigga is long distance. You in Potomac, he's in Atlanta. You that hard up for a man? There's no man in Potomac. And okay, I'm not gonna get on Giselle. Ashley, she's taking the baby. Michael said, listen, I got some asses to touch. I got some asses to fill on this weekend. You're going to take your baby. But he came with some logic in order to, you know, cover up his scheme that Todd set up to come with the bullshit. He's sitting up there saying, the baby's only 3 months old. The baby needs his mother. He can't be without his mother for 3 days. Now to Wendy's thing, see, this is where I get, he needs to be with his mom. Then what's the name says that he was like, damn, look at you, look good and this and that. He's giving Ashley compliments on her appearance, and she was like, good, thank you. And then she was like something, and then all of a sudden she said, I know you're an ass man. He was looking at her ass. He was like, no, I'm just Ashley's ass man, or something like that. I'd be looking at Ashley and being like, something that didn't go well. It's stupid. Ashley, how long you gonna keep this up, child? You got the baby. How long you gonna keep it up? What does the prenup say? That's what we trying to figure out. Because bitch, you got your lottery ticket. Get the hell, you and Sheila can go on to the next town. Okay? And you can be on another Real Housewives installments. Go to Salt Lake City. There's a lot of men out there looking for a wife. Anyway, Monique and Giselle and Karen, they show up to Monique's house. Monique's first house, the house that they left from to go to the lake house. I like that house. I like the inside of the house. It gives me very much cabin vibes. It does. I really like it. So they get Chris helps Karen in the car. That was funny as hell. I don't know why you couldn't hold on to the side of the thing and step up on the ladder like everybody else. Chris is such a gentleman. Anyway, so Chris said he gonna show up on Saturday with the rest of the babies. Ashley left her newborn baby. What's her name? Monique left her newborn baby. Chance is not that new, but he's so cute. He is so cute with his little round face. That little baby is very, very cute. But Monique brings that damn bird to T'Challa. All right, so they getting in the car. Let me say, they get in the car. They driving this big ass truck or whatever. So they talking, you know, they having their little small talk about everything. So Giselle's in the back with the damn bird, and she shares that she told Ashley to bring Dean, and Giselle and Karen had their little shady moment. They were like, "Oh, you think Michael watches Dean?" And she was like, "Girl, yeah, right." So they talked about Candace being welcome. She's welcome to come. And she was like, yeah, you made her feel more than welcome to show up. So then Giselle brings up Wendy and was like, you know, I don't understand what it is. I don't know the woman. I don't know her. I don't know her. And it's weird because Candace introduced Wendy to the show, and it would have made more sense for Karen to introduce Wendy, being that they're on the same board and the subgroup of the board, which only has 5 people Wendy shares with us. So Karen acting like she doesn't know Wendy, I feel it has a lot to do with the credentials. And because she says it in the car, you know, are we going to get, you know, or did she say it at the house? She said it, I think she said it in the car. She's like, honey, yeah, I want to get to know her, but are we going to get the credentials first? Are we going to get the CNN commentator, political commentator? She was making those little snide remarks. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what I said last week. I think she's a person that doesn't particularly like when somebody throws around their accomplishments and their credentials. But Wendy is a different type of woman and seems to be very competitive, and you're not going to one-up me. You're not going to one-up me, Ashley. And that's what happened in that kitchen. That was not just Wendy. Ashley contributed to that. Robin contributed to that, and Karen contributed to that. And let me make sure if Giselle could, but it wasn't just Wendy. It wasn't just Wendy. And then I went back and watched it again because I was like, I don't really like Ashley, so I don't know if I'm seeing this through the lens of somebody that doesn't really particularly care about this big head heifer. But let me watch it again. And I watched how the chronological order of how people were talking, and that was not Wendy. That was not Wendy. I think I'll tell you what I think went wrong. Anyway, so when they arrive to Monique's house, baby, when they get out the car, Karen tells Giselle, you smell like a bird. Bitch, because you've been in the back seat with that bird. That shit was so funny. And she was like, I don't know, y'all really want to make me feel a certain way about Wendy. And she was like, yeah, but is she going to come with all these credentials? So Robin shows up. She's actually early. She's the first to show up. I thought she actually looked cute and relaxed. She came with her little shirt dress on, her little tennis shoes, and things like that. So she before we see Wendy arrive, we see Wendy at home pumping, right? So preparing herself for this time away from her child. She's preparing like an experienced mother would, knowing that I'm going to be gone, so I'm going to have to pump, and my husband can watch the children while I go on this trip, and I'm going to pump. So as a mother who has experience and knowing now, that makes very much sense. That makes a lot of sense to do. I think it's smart. And she is getting ready. She's getting ready. I'm trying to look at my notes to see if I'm missing anything. Oh, they showed this clip when Monique was getting ready to go to the lake house, and she was just talking and talking and talking and talking. So I said this online. I said, Monique wants a reward for overworking herself, and then she complains that she doesn't have help, but also has the means and the access to resources to fix the problem by hiring help, but she wants Chris to help instead. So you want this reward for not being lazy, but you're complaining that you don't really have help. But you have the access and the means to get the help, but you want the help to come from your husband, who has no interest at all. He wants to watch sports and put babies in you. That's it. And pay the bills. That's all he wants to do. That's what you married. That's what you married. That's what you wanted. You wanted security, right? You want security, but then you also want self-identity. And marrying a man like that, it's going to be hard, because that's what Kimmy and Letitia are dealing with over on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I'm with y'all. I do think that Kimmy's husband wants her to quit her job so she can take care of his child, that he made a big stink about moving down to Huntsville. But that's another thing for another day. And Miss Wanda need her ass cussed out one good time. It would be me to cuss her out. But anyway, so when Giselle gets out the car, she has on like workout gear, like athletic wear. And Karen goes, girl, thank God Giselle is a good looking woman, because goddamn she can't dress. And sometimes I don't want to even be seen with that girl because I don't know what she's gonna have on. Bitch, when I tell you, I said Karen was coming with the reads for Giselle, and she got Giselle's ass at that table, and I think she did it on purpose because of how Giselle came at Candace, but we're gonna get to it. Wendy said I needed a much needed break, so she's pumping and she's excited about having this girls trip. It's the first time she's been away from her baby and all of this. So Ashley shows up. T'Challa flies over to Wendy. Oh wait, they get a tour of Monique's house, and they take that golf cart all the way down to the guest house. And of course Giselle and Robin want the guest house. You know, they want their sorority house, so they got it. So they down there. So Ashley shows up with all her shit and a nanny who's her friend, but a nanny, and they show up and have all this shit or whatever, and they're sitting at the table or whatever. Wendy shows up, she's sitting down. Wendy says, I really want to go deeper with you guys. I really want to get to know you guys and this and that. So Robin asked Ashley why couldn't Michael watch the baby, right? And she says, because, you know, I'm a new mom and this and that. And she was like, come on now. That's what Wendy said. Wendy was like, come on now, Ashley, like that. And so Ashley was like, and then Robin was like, well, she's a new mom. You're not a new mom. She's like, I am a new mom. I am a new mom. I have a new baby. I'm a new mom. But to Robin's point, you're not a brand new, never had children before mother. You're not that. So there is a different energy when you have your first child than when you have your second child and go on to your third. You're on your third child, girl. It's really different on the third child. You're much more prepared. You know what to do in advance. Ashley don't know that stuff. Plus she's married to Michael, who's not going to watch no child for 3 days. He's not. That impedes on his extracurricular activities. You know, he has a boyfriend, allegedly. That's what the little text message said. He got a boyfriend and a wife. That's what the text message said. Okay, so that's not gonna happen. But Wendy was like, you're not a new mother. They kept saying, Wendy, you're not a new mother. And you're not a new mother. You are an experienced mother with a new child. You're not a new mom who doesn't have the experience. And that's what it is. Then Karen asked Wendy, does seeing Dean make you miss your baby? And she was like, well, yeah, because I really had to sacrifice to be here. And so Ashley was like, well, then you need to go call your kids on FaceTime. If that's the case, you need to call your kids on FaceTime. She was like, no, because I had to pump. She explained herself, which Monique at the table said, the way you went off in the house, it wasn't explained. But it was explained, Monique. So you was gaslighting the lady there, right there. And I don't know what's your deal, but again, I just felt like it was Wendy's hazing episode, and she's ready for them bitches. And Ashley takes offense, and she's like, I pumped in everything. She said, so I don't have sympathy for you. Now, while I think I understand where Wendy is coming from, like, bitch, I don't have sympathy, but you're 3 kids. You have 3 times to have this experience. Ashley only has experienced this 1 time, so Ashley don't know what to do. If Ashley decides to have another baby with Michael, which I doubt wholeheartedly that she's going to have another baby with Michael. You just needed 1 ticket, girl. And she would have the experience to know, when I go on a girls trip, I'm going to pump. Okay, so what happened was, she said, Ashley gets this like fidgety, like I said last night. She gets fidgety and she gets bouncy and she starts moving around. Her head starts moving and she starts, It sounds like that when she starts getting loud, and she gets super loud, right? So she's yelling at Wendy, like, go call your kids then. And she was like, what are you talking about? She was like, well, my husband works. She was like, my husband works too. Well, my husband owns the business. Well, my husband is attorney. But my husband owns the business. She said, but my husband is an attorney. Girl, what's the tea? It doesn't matter. She was like, but you have a nanny. You have a nanny. That's my friend. She's still here to help you, bitch. So everything you got for Wendy, she got something back for you. And I don't think that Ashley was ready for that at all. And I think that it made Ashley feel some type of way, because nobody brought their kids. Everybody's husband, even Chris barbarian ass, is watching little Chance, what's his name? Chase, watching him. And he's little too. He's not independent. He's not walking up, but he might be peeing, but he ain't walking around. So Chris got to watch the baby. I can't remember Wendy's husband's name. He has to watch the baby. Michael was like, take this baby, girl. Take this baby, because there's both new parents for both of them. Does Michael have any other children? I don't think he does. I felt like that was Ashley, that was Robin, that was Karen. And then they were like kind of like going overboard with like, doing all of that stuff. Honey, on the way to the lake house, Giselle shares with them that she needs to go to New York or something, because she might be getting a literary award. And then they kept complaining about the lake house being in the woods and having, girl, where did you want the lake house to be? Down in the city? You wanted it to be in Baltimore, like right in the center of Baltimore? Like, what the hell? Like, girl, that don't even make no sense. But then what was funny was when Robin said that, honey, babe, she was like, I got 2 kids. And that's the last one. I don't hardly remember his damn name. So, Wendy, it's different when you have the 2nd and 3rd child. It's different. So I understand what they were saying, but I also understand what's her name was saying. Like, girl, you want this sympathy. Like, you can already read that Ashley is on this. I'm this new mother with a torn asshole, which I don't believe her asshole was torn. I really believe that that's a way to keep Michael from getting down in that box. Because, honey, you got the ticket. You don't have to have sex with him. You don't have to let the White Walker lay on you and do what he wanted to do with you. You don't have to do it anymore. You got the baby. When are you and Sheila gonna leave town, girl? That's what I want to know. When are you and Sheila gonna leave town? So Ashley is yelling, projecting much? Projecting much? Projecting much? Projecting. I said, that's the reason why you got a knife picked up on you, bitch. Because you do too much hollering. You do too much fidget. Ashley almost has this, her confrontational energy is very much anxious and very much like she's ready to blow. That's how she acts. And it's really, and then her head starts moving like this. She starts doing this, starts doing this. You was doing just as much pointing as what's her name was. Go FaceTime your kids, she tells her. She was like, I don't have sympathy. So Ashley in her confessional says, you're not going to criticize me or my son. Girl, nobody's talking about your son. There you are. You a brand new mom and you're already using your kid as a shield. There wasn't nobody talking about your son. She was talking about you and saying that she made a sacrifice to come to this trip so that she can be present with the women instead of going off. Even when Wendy arrived, she said she had some milk that she pumped on the way there that she needs to put in the refrigerator. So you guys, as experienced mothers, probably could have handled that a little bit differently by saying, Wendy, you're experienced. You're not a new mom, you're experienced. Ashley is unexperienced new mother. That's why this baby is here. So that's what happened. And then I felt like Ashley went off. I don't think that she was prepared for Wendy to have an answer for everything she said. I don't think that Ashley is prepared for Wendy. I just don't think she's prepared for Wendy. You're going to have to get used to her. They say, Wendy, you went off and this and that. Wendy was like, well, that's just how I am. So I may have delivered it incorrectly, but once again, she didn't apologize. I said, oh, this is another episode where they're trying to coerce a grown-ass woman to apologize to Ashley. Again, first it was Candace, now it's Wendy. They're trying to get to Ashley don't deserve no apology. I don't care what y'all, I don't care. Ashley don't deserve no apology. She just doesn't. Wendy didn't say it the right way. I don't have sympathy for her. She said it. I don't need your sympathy. Girl, you acting real fragile right now. You acting real snowflake-ish right now. And you got the most mouth out of everybody here. You got the most confrontational energy out of everybody here. And now all of a sudden people got to apologize to you. Girl, let's pretend that we did, okay? And say that we did. Wendy and Monique goes up to Wendy's bedroom. And Wendy goes up to Monique's bedroom and she's like, girl, what's going on? What's the theme? What's going on here? What are we here? Well, it's like to reintroduce ourselves. I'm not the same person I was last year. I was really thrown off about what happened downstairs. And she's like, well, it's because I did things to prepare myself. I wasn't, but it's just going back. It's just going back to being experienced and not being experienced. And like I said last night, baby, they were so shady for putting subtitles under T'Challa. I don't think that Ashley was ready for Wendy to be like, and you have a nanny too. She's my friend. Bitch, she's here to help you. You don't have your baby with you. Robin actually had the baby and walked out with the baby because his mother was doing a bunch of hollering and screaming. And even Monique was like, calm down, just calm down. It was just too much. And then, so they went and got ready for dinner. Let me see what else. They went to get ready for dinner. So Candace makes her way. I don't know what the fuck Candace had on. And then when she walked into Giselle's house, I said, what the fuck does Giselle had on? Somebody online said that Potomac got the worst fashions. The women in Potomac ain't high society like they really want to be. Them fashions look a mess. Giselle's fashions are always a mess. Robin is very athletic wear. She's very much that. Giselle is very much that too. Ashley, she gives you a good look here or there. Monique gives you a cute look here or there, but they don't give like Kenya Moore always dresses. Have you ever noticed Kenya Moore is always dressed? She's always dressed really nicely. Cynthia is another one dressed. Cynthia gives you casual a little bit, but she's always dressed really nicely. But Karen, your fashions are questionable. Giselle's fashions are questionable. Robin already has her personal style. But Candace, she be wearing some ugly shit too. Who else is it? Wendy. So far, Wendy has looked fine to me. And who else is there? And Ashley. She gives you regular. It's nothing really like, oh, girl. So none of them are really very much. They're not really fashion girls or what have you. So whatever. So Giselle. Candace walks in where Giselle, she was like, girl, why are you here? She was like, well, I wanted to talk to you or whatever. So I don't understand how you can use me as a butt of your joke, but when I come back and slice your throat, all of a sudden your feelings are hurt. Which I don't think that Giselle's feelings were necessarily hurt, more so than Candace there was some truth in what Candace said. That's why Giselle had a problem with it, because she didn't say, what does she call your house, a $900,000 cabin or rundown or whatever? Girl, you are fixing your house. You are remodeling. You are fixing the house up. So is it a rundown $900,000 cabin? Like, that's what you're really mad about after you talk shit about her on television and was laughing? And then her mother, which everybody knows is a soft, sore spot for her. And now you're upset because she came at you after you used her mother and her in a joke. And then the girl apologizes for it. I know that must have been hard. I should not have said. She apologizes. Then you take your raggedy ass to that dinner table and ask that girl, is that the reason why she had a nose job? So if she came back and said some shit to you, would she have been wrong? Because that woman just apologized to you after for something that she reacted to you. She reacted to you and she's apologizing for that. So you take your stupid ass down to this table and ask that woman, was that the reason that she got a nose job? And she looking around at the table like, did I get a nose job? But bitch, did you call me after I got the nose job? What's the tea? That girl just apologized to you. Now, if she said something slick to you, which when we get around the table, Karen was the one that said something slick to you, and I was so happy. I said, get her ass. Get her ass, Karen. Giselle, how does it feel to go back to a man who's cheated on you and allegedly had babies on you? How does that feel? Since you want to talk about this girl's nose job over here, I got you, Candace. Don't worry about it. I know this bitch's number. Karen got Giselle's number, honey, and keeps her foot on Giselle's neck. She don't let Giselle breathe. You want to come for Candace? Wait till this question get around to me, bitch. I got something for your ass. You were laughing at my expense, and I responded to you, bitch. Now you sitting here asking me a question. Now, if it's not common knowledge that Candace got a nose job, and Bravo is shady for that, putting her picture, she doesn't look like she got a nose job to me. It looks like she just contours her nose differently, but her nose looks the same to me. What do y'all think? But I think that was really much, it was very, she was like, I did a shady pinch. And you came with a billy club and a machete. Well, bitch, if you know what I'm armed with, next time you'll watch your motherfucking mouth. Okay? Because the next time you say something, bitch, I'm going to take the billy club out, and I'm going to take the machete out, and I'm going to hit your ass. And that's all it's going to be. And you're not going to get me to apologize again. If Candace apologizes to Giselle anymore for anything, Candace, don't you do that. Don't you do that, because that bitch is shady as fuck. You just apologized to her, and she came out and sat at this table with some shady shit again. Like, girl, Robin won't miss any meals. You guys caught that? They had their private chef. They paid their little game of curiosity. She said, let's go deeper. I put in parentheses, meaner. In your school age years, what did you struggle with, Candace? She said, I struggled with being the only black kid, so there was a lot of struggles with that. I was only black kid until about the 9th grade, and I didn't struggle at all. I didn't struggle with the kids. They actually wanted to be my damn friend. So I didn't really struggle with that. I don't know. So she was like, did you take African American studies for that? And then that's when Giselle said, well, is that the reason why you got a nose job? Girl. Then they asked Robin about Juan, and we've decided we're going to get married again. And Giselle is all happy, saying, girl, you get married again. It's so hard to keep the secret. So then Karen gives the venom back to Giselle and says, I want to ask you this question. How do you feel about going back to a man who had babies on you? And she was like, I'm glad you asked. Well, I'm really not. Girl, shut the fuck up. Then they start talking about, Ashley's asshole that's torn. I don't believe it's torn. I just don't believe it. And how old is Dean? How old is Dean, Ashley? And your asshole is still torn and not healed? Okay. All right. Karen said she don't have to use her booty hole anymore. It's retired. I said, I know, I know that's right, bitch. So she turns around to Wendy. She was like, girl, what do you want to say to me? What's the tea? Because you've been saying, people want to know what you're saying about me. And I figure if you really want to know about me, the first question wouldn't be about my vagina. I think that happened on Real Housewives of New Jersey, where the one woman said to the other woman, if you really want to know about me, you're not going to ask about my pussy. I think that happened on New Jersey. And she was like, she said, well, you're just very dismissive, you know. And then they showed the clip of her being dismissive to Wendy. And I believe that is the root of why Karen won't acknowledge Wendy, because Wendy has a lot of accolades and she would throw it in her face or what have you. And so she feels like, I'm not going to give this woman any attention. And I understand where Karen is coming from. Like, bitch, you got all of these things. You want to throw these things in people's face. So I'm going to be the one to not give you none of that. None of the praise, none of the glory, none of the honor, none of the attention. I'm not going to give it. I don't know you. I understand it's passive aggressive and it's done intentionally, because you're a woman who likes to throw your credentials in people's faces, so I'm gonna act like I don't know you at all, girl. And that's just what it's gonna be. So what happened after that? And Karen comes right back with the venom. Exactly. I was really mad that Giselle asked Candace, why is that the reason why she got a nose job? This whole thing, child. Okay. So anyway, so Ashley, I said they were hazing Wendy at that table because Wendy didn't even ask Ashley about her husband. Robin did. Then Ashley mentioned Michael having to work because he owned the company, and that's when Wendy said her husband was an attorney, and then mentioned what she had to do to be here. But Monique said it wasn't explained at the house, and Wendy did explain why she didn't have sympathy for Ashley. It was because she had to pump and prepare for 3 days to be with women for 3 days. She even said that she needed to put some milk in the refrigerator when she got there. And I don't understand why Robin is forcing apologies. What is your role, Robin? So you really get on my nerves. I want to like Robin, but you really get on my nerves, because why are you sitting here trying to force her to apologize for the way she came off? Listen, y'all don't know me. I'm very direct. This is what I am. I don't have sympathy for people like that. That it may be a cultural thing. It might be a cultural thing. I don't have sympathy for her. She could have left the baby, whatever. That's how she feels. But you want her to apologize for that. I don't think it garners an apology. I don't think it warrants an apology. I just don't. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Wendy should apologize for the way she came off at Ashley? Because I think Ashley contributed to the bullshit equally. I think she owes Wendy an apology. If anything, like, I shouldn't have started yelling at you, because what you said that Wendy was projecting, she wasn't projecting. It was you feeling bad that your husband really kind of forced you to bring the baby. He was basically like, here, take the baby, girl. And that was it. Ashley will learn on her next, doubt she'll have another, that she can pump beforehand and leave the baby with the nanny instead of bringing the nanny. She is a new mom, but I don't understand trying to get Wendy to apologize when Ashley gets real anxious when she's confrontational. It makes you want to pick up a butter knife. It does, because all that moving around that Ashley does and that head bobbing she does, So they are trying to force Wendy to apologize to her, and she's like, no, I'm not apologizing. And then even Robin was like, okay, so even if it was me, she was like, I'm not apologizing. So we got two people who are refusing to apologize to this poor fragile new mother. Girl, ain't nobody out here with you. Ashley's confrontational energy makes you want to hit her. I understand the butter knife more and more. She gets fidgety and bouncing and too much moving, waving her hand at Wendy at the table. Then they act like, oh, well, let's call Wendy a car and get her out of here. It was very much a hazing type of, let's give her the blues, because she was like, you still pointing your hand at me. Girl, what's wrong with me talking with my hands? Are you that fragile that I can't talk with my hands across the table? I'm not in your face talking with my hands. If I'm expressing myself with my hands when I'm talking to you, I can't express myself like that. Fuck Ashley. Period. Fuck Ashley. Yeah, somebody said, I'm just not getting why the two mean girls always pushing for people to apologize and themselves don't apologize. When was the last time Giselle apologized without saying, well, it was a joke? It's always a joke when Giselle shades people. Fuck Giselle too. I'm tired of these hoes. That's what I'm telling you. I don't have a dog in this fight. These bitches get on my damn nerves. They really do. Ashley's confrontational energy makes you want to hit her. That's it. I get it. I get it. Monique said it wasn't explained at the house. Wendy did explain. She did explain why she didn't have sympathy. Monique, you gaslighting, because she explained why. I don't have sympathy for her. I was pumping at home. I'm here. So Ashley, she even said, so yeah, there it was. What else happened after that? Hold on, let me see. Because, child, I was so mad at them. I was like, you guys are getting on my damn nerves. You asking about her husband, then you're going to throw Michael. You're going to throw Michael, of all people, in somebody's face. My husband owns the company. Bitch, don't nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody care that Michael owns the company. And then Robin at the table, because Wendy called Ashley broke. She called her broke. And she was like, girl, that was dumb. And then Monique and Wendy was like, I'm not dumb. I got 3 degrees. That's what people don't like, Wendy. People don't like that. People don't like that. Now, yes, you are accomplished. And yeah, and then she was like, you need to call me. She was trying to get it out. Wendy was trying to get it out. She was waiting to use that on somebody. You need to call me. People like you need to call me Dr. Wendy. Let's be very clear, Wendy. Dr. Wendy. Let's be very clear. That title is for the classroom and for people who respect you. Ashley don't respect you. She's not going to call you doctor. So no, I'm going to call you Wendy unless I'm your student or I have some level of respect for you. That you accomplished this great, you made this great accomplishment. You got your PhD. I'm sure everybody in your family calls you doctor. But Ashley, who is a housewife, where's that restaurant? Because they don't have it in the restaurant. If Michael leaves, if Ashley didn't have that baby, her and Sheila will be down knocking on people's doors saying that Ashley is their daughter again. Okay? So you're broke, Ashley. Now, if I was Ashley, I would have said, bitch, you see that baby? I'm not broke, bitch. Okay? The jig would have been up if you would have did that, Ashley. We know what it is. The jig would have been up, girl. So what happened? After that? Let me see. I don't think Ashley is ready for Miss Wendy. I really don't. I did not like when Giselle came back and asked Candace is that the reason why she got a nose job. I didn't like it. I did not like that at all, especially after that girl just apologized to you for reacting to something that you said. You need your ass whooped. Dragged. If Candace drags you, I'm gonna just be sitting there like, well, girl, you asked for it. She don't need to apologize. Y'all cannot say shit to people and come with a little shady pinch, and when they do pull out the billy club and the machete and chop your head off, and while it's hanging, hit it with the billy club to knock it clean off, don't say nothing. Y'all can't say nothing. You can't tell people how to react after you did something to them. You just can't. And now you expecting an apology, and then 15 minutes later, you come with asking this person this shady comment about getting a nose job that if it was not public knowledge, it now is, just like Monique's little affair or quote-unquote fake affair that you brought through on the interview. Like I said last season, Giselle is a pawn for the producers. I don't know what you asking. I don't know what you doing. It's very much sorority. It's very much mean girl. I hate to say mean girl because y'all some grown-ass women, but when you're stuck in that at that age, when you peaked at that age and you feel like that's the only thing that works for you, bitch, what did you have to do? Because you're a prop too. Because you really, what are you doing, Giselle? Because where's every Hue Beauty? While you talking about Monique's house, while you talking about Karen, where's your business? Because LaDame is still on the shelves. Every Hue Beauty, the last time I looked it up, it was for clearance on Target.com. So girl, you always got something to say. And it always seems like it comes from a jealous, envious place and very shady. But then when somebody comes back at you, all of a sudden it was a joke. The way you came at Karen with all that shit on the back of your shirt when she was having tax problems with her husband, but it was a joke. That's supposed to be your homegirl. No, she got your number, and that's why she came back and asked you, how do you feel about going back to a man that had babies on you, bitch? And fucked with Phaedra Parks. Ugh, child. No, thank you. Anyways, y'all, that's my time. Thank you for coming down here. We'll get to P-Valley probably tomorrow. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let me know what you think about the episode. Honey, all that hollering and screaming that Ashley does, I can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
Line in. Please say a command.
Bluetooth audio. But you have a nanny too.
Audio.
That's my friend. Oh, now you want to talk semantics, girl? Shut up. Shut your ass up. Hold on. Let me see what we talking about over here. I felt like I had a video clip of Ashley and all that hollering and screaming that she does, and you tell me if you hear Wendy or if you hear Ashley. Ashley does a lot of hollering and screaming. Honey, when that bird flew into Wendy, bitch, I was hollering. And why do they have the subtitles? Why do they have the subtitles? I would have screamed too if that damn bird came flying towards me. I'm trying to look for it. Here we go.
Lady Williams, go ultra black.
That was Nas. Here we go.
You don't call me Wendy. People like you call me Dr. Wendy. Address me correctly, sweetie.
Please walk out as fast as you walked in. Let me call your car.
I'm trying to figure out what planet Wendy's on. You say I'm crazy. Your ass is whacked.
We're moving on.
Somebody take Ricky back to Baltimore.
You can't call your car if your phone is disconnected, you brokey.
Brokey?
That was stupid, Wendy. That's stupid.
I have 4 degrees. I'm not stupid. I have 4 degrees. I'm not stupid.
We already have a Candace. Somebody that just does not know how to control their mouth. We do not need 2 of that type of energy. For real.
Monique!
You're a bug. You're a bug. Go away. Really?
Don't get upset when I say you're aggressive.
You told me I was
She said you were
stupid.
aggressive.
No. She said you're like digging her was stupid. That's what she said.
Yeah,
she didn't call you
my,
stupid.
Got you. And I said my retort
Because
was.
you said something about money
And
and,
I'm just
like
so-
her husband's rich.
Her husband is
My husband's
rich.
rich too, but I wasn't stupid.
It was.
You know what I mean?
My
I
husband
didn't
is
say
rich
Michael
too.
was broke. I said Ashley is broke. Her booty hole is broke. So you broke times 2.
You broke. Bitch, you broke. But baby, that booty hole ain't broke. We know the booty hole is not broke. We know that it is just a way to say that you don't want to have sex with Michael anymore. Honey, Michael is not concerned about you, and you know where Michael's been. And that's the real gag. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. And that's it, guys. That is it, y'all. What did y'all think? Honey, Ashley, and Candace standing up there singing, it was just too much. It was too much. Sit down, Candace. You need to sit down and shut up. Don't nobody want to hear you singing, and it just makes everything louder. It just makes everything louder and more just like energy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.